How does global warming relate to mass extinction, Anthony?
Global warming certainly has a lot to do with mass extinction. In fact, global warming historically is the major cause of mass extinction. The Earth has gone through 5 major mass extinctions over the last, I would say, 500 million years or so, and maybe even more before that, in terms of microbes. But since the rise of advanced life forms in terms of multicellular organisms, there's been 5 major extinctions. Only one, and that is the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, was caused by an asteroid strike. The other 4 were all due to climate change. Climate change has caused huge disruptions of life. The 3rd mass extinction is the worst, which is the one that occurred about 251 million years ago at the end of the Permian period, or the Permian age, between Permian and Triassic. And that one was due to global heating by methane release due to massive volcanic activities. And by that, I'm talking about huge fissures in the crust of the Earth, spewing out basaltic flows over thousands of square miles in the Siberia region, where there could be a lot of methane, frozen methane, and those were melted and driven into the atmosphere, warming the atmosphere, and then starting a methane feedback loop. And this feedback loop at that point maxed out the global temperature at about 10 degrees Celsius and of 16 degrees Fahrenheit. And that destroyed 75% of all land species and 95% of all marine species. And that is 10 degrees Celsius or 16 degrees Fahrenheit. And we are heading in that direction. Just based on carbon dioxide due to human cause alone, we are talking about at least 5 or 6 degrees Celsius, or I would say 8 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is not counting in the methane. And the methane is being released from the permafrost in Siberia, in northern Canada, in Alaska, in northern Europe. And the permafrost contains a lot of methane. And the methane is a much more powerful greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide, to the tune of about 75 times more powerful per molecule when they're first released. Methane is shorter lived than carbon dioxide, so after 10 years, 20 years, it will be about 20 times more powerful than carbon dioxide. But nonetheless, it is huge. So we are currently undergoing carbon dioxide heating due to human cause, as well as methane heating due to the carbon dioxide heating. So the methane heating is also indirectly due to human cause as well, or anthropogenic causes. So we're talking about a mass extinction of unprecedented, which means since the dinosaurs anyways. In the dinosaur extinction, which is the 5th one, I would say over half of the Earth species was wiped out. And in the end Permian, 85% on average are wiped out. And we are going for something which is about the same severity as the end Permian. Because if we factor in the methane as well, we are really aiming for about 10 degrees Celsius, 15 degrees Fahrenheit rise within a century or shorter. And using the same formula, we are looking at 85% of all life on Earth. And we are talking, we have about, on average, about 20 million species, known and unknown, on Earth today. So 85% of that would be about 16, 17 million species. The Amazon, due to global warming as well as direct assault by logging, by massive plantation developments, soy plantations for ethanol, for North American consumption, soy development for feeding Brazilian cattle for North American consumption as well. The Amazon is also drying out as a result of both deforestation and global warming. And the Amazon is supposed to be predicted to be turning into a savanna, if not a desert. And the Amazon contains today about 1/3 to 1/2 of all Earth species. So, I mean, we're looking at wiping out at least 7 million species alone at the Amazon. Not talking about the other tropical rainforests, not talking about temperate regions, not talking about Arctic polar regions. We're talking about just the Amazon alone, 7 million species at least, if not 10. And then adding the other ones together, we're talking about 15, 16 million species if we're really going to go 10 degrees Celsius or 16 degrees Fahrenheit. So bear in mind, today we have raised the global temperature less than 1 degree Celsius from the pre-industrial times, and we are already beginning to melt the permafrost. So and one more thing that is extremely dangerous is the illusion of security, because there is a time lag of pumping the gas into the atmosphere to the actual temperature rise of 20, 30 years. So today we may not see the temperature rise, but the greenhouse gases already in the atmosphere due to us and the methane will work their magic, the dark magic, to raise the temperature as predicted 20 or 30 years from now. In the meantime, we think that nothing is happening. Lots of people are saying, well, you know, we don't see really some huge temperature rises, so let's just burn some more fossil fuel. Let's develop the tar sands for the sake of economy, for the sake of quote-unquote, quoting Ed Stelmach, the Alberta Premier, saying that they've got to open up the tar sands and develop it for the quality of life of Albertans. And I'm saying, you know, you are dooming all our children's future for another generation of SUVs in Alberta. So we're talking about millions of species because of global warming, and we are causing it today. And the mass extinction has already begun. The rate today is already 10, 100 times greater than the background extinction rate without global warming. And it is increasing at an exponential rate. In order for 15, 16 billion species to fall extinct within 60, 17, 18 years, it has to be, today we're losing maybe 100, 200 species, unknown and unknown, but next decade it could be 1,000, 2,000 species a day. I mean, we're talking about big time stuff. And we have already driven so many species to extinction already, and we are continuing to do so, and we are continuing to develop the tar sands in spite of our knowledge. So if we continue the way that we have, business as usual, we will be the criminal of all time for Earth. So that is our species, Homo Sapiens, man the wise. And the only thing that we can do is to live up to our name. And right now, we are just the opposite. We are ignorant, and we are stupid, and we are hypocritical, and we're greedy, self-centered, short-sighted, everything that is wrong for any species to be able to be, we are. And unless we change big time, change a lot of things that we've been doing 180 degrees, we are dooming ourselves to extinction and millions of other species.